Alright, hello. You're gonna be doing quarterfinals Mappool showcase coming up here. You're joined by Pukpal.
Hello everyone, I'm PokePow. Excited for the quarterfinals map pool showcase today. We have 18 maps to go over, so that's 5 no mods, 3 in each mod pool, so that's 3 hidden hard rock, double time, free mod, 3 of each, and then 1 tiebreaker at the very end. Should be like the video format as per usual, like around a minute or so per map, and we're gonna have to speed through them as usual.
Yeah, gonna be adding, I believe, another 3 maps instead of the run of 16 size. But we'll be getting into this very shortly. We'll be for some more people to file in.
Right. Yeah, the pool. As for the reason to why the pool size has been increased by 3 maps, that's because your matches from now on will be first to 6 instead of first to 5. Your bans and protects are still the same. You still got 2 bans. You still got 1 protect. The staggered bans are pretty much the same. The second ban phase still comes after 4 maps.
Yeah, basically the entire format is not gonna really change. Only thing that changes is the score that you go to. I believe for finals is where you'll get a third band phase, and that will be a best of best of 13.
That's yeah.
That.
But anyways, yes, 24 teams going into quarterfinals. After next weekend, we're gonna be left with 12. So this is the round that we will eliminate the most team.
Yeah, and also starting with like the first week of potential matches. I hope everyone is prepared to be playing against 2 teams. So if you're a player, then get ready, scout your opponents, scout all of your potential opponents as well, and start evaluating your chances in the later stages of the bracket. But
if you're starting in lower brackets, you have up to 2 matches to play. If you lose even once in the lower bracket, of course, that means you're eliminated. But you gotta win twice to stay in the lower bracket if you start in the lower bracket.
yeah, so good luck to all the players who are in losers bracket on continuing your journey in this tournament. Without further ado, let's get started. The quarterfinals Mappool showcase. Alright, and as with every single tournament, the mod 1 is going to be traditionally your consistency pick, and it's going to be yet another consistency pick here in the No Mod 1 for quarterfinals.
This is particularly difficult compared to what I was expecting star rating wise. This pool, I believe, is 4.4 stars. Do correct me if I'm wrong. It should be 4.4 stars, but we got a No Mod 1 here at 4.6. That means, we might have convinced the pooler that we have got good enough for maps like these. But anyways, circle size standard, AR9, OD 8.2, fairly normal. OD is on the slightly higher end, and 4 minutes 16 seconds of aim, more or less.
Yeah, this is just pure aim consistency here. There's a little bit of tapping as well, which, like with that OD, will make it a little bit more difficult in terms of hacking. But I think the players so far have done very well throughout the tournament. Yeah, like you mentioned, 4.4 star pool, the 4.6 star no mod 1, so we'll see how the players do on this. Going on to no mod 2, this was like a last minute replacement here. Imperfect Cherry Blossom.
And this map still at 4.6 star range. It's getting pretty interesting now. Have they raised the star rating of this pool? I don't think they have. But so this is a stream map. The BPM has been raised by a lot though. It used to be early rounds was 160, now it's 174 BPM. Yeah. CS and AR standard, OD 7.5 also standard. Yes, so 3 minutes long of bursts and streams at a higher speed than the previous round.
Yeah, you can start to see some of the more flow patterns here. So make sure you keep your flow in check, make sure you keep your tapping in check as well. The higher BPM and say like still like a pretty similar OD, but it's really the flowing here that you really need to be focused on. And it is a BPM that traditionally more players are comfortable at. It is back to 170 BPM, but this is the first time that 170 has been pulled here.
Indeed.
3,
And now,
Ditto, flow alt here. Very tappy map.
so far, yeah, looks like a very tappy map. Fairly standard here at 135 BPM. AR 8.8 OD8 standard. Maybe a little high for an alt map, but you know, you guys will be fine with it. I think.
Yeah,
These maps are always hard to
the slightly lower AR is not going to be a big deal. The main difficulty here is going to be your flowing here. These are pretty spaced patterns. So, cursor control, very key, and also alting here. And the occasional snaps as well between those patterns here.
Yeah, I'm seeing some snaps and some odd patterns coming in with these double. Ooh, that's... I actually misread that right there as a quarter beat, but never mind. It is a double, like half a beat apart.
Yeah,
so, yeah, a lot of flow aim, a lot of snappy aim as well.
The rhythming is very consistent throughout, so really fine.
Right.
Anyways, Redrive Guron, going to be a recent ranked map here. This is going to be raw mech tech here, with the occasional sliders here. But traditional wispy map, so...
Yeah, pretty much a traditional wispy map. 193 BPM, slightly big circles, good for tech maps like these. Map is very short though, might need to mention that. It's only 1 minute and 37 seconds. So, if you break at any point during this map, it's going to be very impactful. Not a lot of chances to build a supporting combo back here.
Yeah, this map is... like, don't be fooled by the stars, like the SR. This is, I believe, one of the hardest maps in the pool, just because of the mechanics intensity that you need, especially in the fact that there are two specific dislikes in this map at the beginning and also at the very end, which we should be seeing very soon. Yeah, here we go. This tapping section with the mixed tech.
Damn. That is some very difficult patterns there. Now for the gimmick Nomad 5. What do we have here? I'm seeing a low AR map and high CS, very high CS actually. 5.5 AR 7.3. OD is a bit lenient, but goodness.
So this is gonna be your precision gimmick here. So, like you mentioned, very low AR and pretty high CS here. But it does a really good job here. I think it's quite approachable, but you definitely do have to be accustomed to the AR.
Some reading patterns I see here. Also, yeah, this might be more approachable given that the last round, round of 16, Nomad 5 was AR6. This is slightly higher, so it should be approachable for more people, although that difficulty is kind of traded off with the precision that you need for this one.
Yeah, it's about the same.
About the same,
like
yeah.
Hard Rock 1.
Only slightly smaller.
Alright, now into the hidden pull. Gonna be a pretty traditional awkward aim pick here. Really, not much to say here. There is the occasional linears, slight amount of reading patterns, but really straightforward throughout. Normal
Yep, it is pretty
stats
straightforward.
here. So,
maybe something I can note about is that this map is lower BPM than the previous rounds. Or, well, the way it's mapped at least. It's 168, right? Some of the last few rounds, right? Qualifiers, we saw a map with, it says 100, but it's actually double BPM. And last round we saw, round of 16, I think we saw 190 something. Is it? Or am I just misremembering?
I
Maybe I'm just mixing things up.
I believe you're correct.
But yeah, this is quite a bit slower than the previous hidden ones we had in this tournament so far. So, gotta be a little bit more patient when aiming for these circles.
and also tapping as well.
Right.
And here we have Letter to the Black World for Hidden 2. This map can be pretty much summarized by the entire ending of the map. Everything else is pretty straightforward linear patterns. It's more of a comfort check on AR rate hidden. Whereas the ending is going to be your true reading test. So if you can hear that beep in the song, that's going to be recurring throughout the song. But if you know where it is, then you will be able to play the ending section. Which, basically the gimmick is, like, you stop moving your cursor when you hear the beep.
Wow. This will be fun to play. I mean, for some of the hidden players, I mean. For the non-hidden players, this will be suffering. I can feel it. Wow. But it is much faster than the previous round though. That one is more so getting your timing right. This one is more so just reading. And oh, we're going black. And that means we have a custom map coming in for Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, this is gonna be...
Oh, sorry, Hidden 3, sorry, Hidden 3. Alright.
This is gonna be an Amethystol Tech custom or Hidden 3. It'll be all slider tech. If you know Amethystol, you're seeing some pretty straightforward slider patterns here in intro, but it's gonna pick up a lot in the Ki. Gonna be your slidering.
Okay, 3 minutes and 15 seconds of 128 BPM. Seems like alt tech patterns coming all over the map here, some of the fast sliders. Now, and we're also seeing the mapper playing here. Amethystol also on the replays there, and green, colored in green there. This mapper, you might have seen them around in another name. Their name used to be Amethyst Task, I think.
Yes, that is correct. But yeah, I believe a mapper for last year's Core 6 and just other various tournaments, so it's a pretty well-known community mapper here.
Yeah, pretty well-known mapper, and now seems like we're going into the more calm section. Replay-wise, everyone's setting decent scores. The mapper standing at 95% accuracy. Combo, more or less FC, all 5 replay. You know, I'm actually curious what they've cooked up this time, because I'm a mapper myself too.
More so, this is just to balance out the rest of the tech pool, because whereas like Nomad 4 was pretty tappy, this is just all slidering. This balances out everything else, and also lower BPM as well here, which everything else works around with.
Yeah, it seems like we're going fast with this one. Ooh. Cool slider shape, by the way.
To more of these alt tech patterns here. Yeah, this is gonna be your Hidden 3 here. Again, thank you Amethystol for the custom here, and yeah, hope you all players enjoy playing this Hidden 3. Hope to see it in matches, as we always love to see customs played.
Now we're going into the Hard Rock 1 for real this time. 4.25 stars. We have now the standard CS finally for Hard Rock 1, 5.2, and then we have AR10, OD 9.8. OD 9.8 still, well, I mean it's barely lenient, is it? It's almost OD 10 already.
Yeah, this is still a jump up from the previous weeks. Even last week's was 9.1, and that was pretty much tapping. This is aim focus as well, so the accuracy is going to be the challenging part here, but I mean, everyone's done well so far on Hard Rocks, so it's about time that we bump up the OD a little bit.
Right. Our map's also pretty long as well, 3 minutes 40 seconds, 173 BPM. Ooh, 1/3's kicking in these reverse sliders. I do not expect 1/3 tapping at this level, but you know, having 1/3's a welcome addition in this map as reverse sliders.
Yep, just adds a little bit of a consistency element, which is always good.
And now Hard Rock 2 is on the board, and we see the CS 6.5 has made a return to the pool.
Yeah, first time CS 6.5 is going to be in the Hard Rock 2 slot. So this is going to be actual precision here. Pretty lenient OD, but again, that's fine with testing precision as a whole. But you're going to be seeing some pretty high accuracies if you're a good mechanics player here.
Also, something worth noting is the BPM is quite low here. It's only 134, so slightly. You gotta time these bursts a little bit.
Yeah, I believe it's the same as last week's BPM. I think last week's was 133 or something. So it's
yeah, pretty similar,
much of a change, but also low drain time. 149 drain. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, the drain time pretty much halved here from last week, I think.
Well, of course you SS this one part.
Alright, now for our first Hard Rock 3 of the tournament, we have I'm thinking, what is this? Looks like an alt map.
Yes,
looks like an alt and aim control.
Yeah, this is an aim control map. I consider this an aim control map here. So, but again, OD 9.8. Gonna be wishing all the players good luck on this map. At an alt BPM, hacking Hard Rock alt is not easy at all. As we see, yeah, Weary is at 74. That is a little unfortunate. But I hope all the players are practiced and have better luck in match.
Honestly, from looking at this alone, I feel like this might be one of the harder ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the ACK.
Alright, double time 1 is on the board now. 207 BPM, slightly lower than last round, I think, or maybe at least very close to it, but still slightly lower. CS 4, AR 9.2. Wait, no, that's quite low actually.
Yeah, OD
lower than last round.
AR 9.2 is pretty low here. You usually would be looking at a AR 9.5 or AR 9.7 for DT1, but it's going to be brought down a little bit. But it does the job here.
Yeah, OD is also fairly lenient at 8.4. The map's only 1 minute and 50 seconds though, so this DT1 is gonna be quite quick. And also Movework having fun with the cursor dance. Looks hilarious on screen. I love it.
Yep, Movework as always doing shenanigans here. Movework has shenanigans on Hidden too, but we had to cut the replay.
Yeah, chat's saying earthquake level cursor shaking, you know.
We are back to speed here. Got another speed map in the DT2. Over BPM here, but the tapping mechanics is going to be more intensive than last week's DT2.
Yeah. I can see there's way more bursts compared to last week's DT2, but obviously the BPM has been reduced to compensate for that. AR 9.7, OD 9.1. OD is a little tough here, but you'll be fine with the AR 9.7 kind of helping you with that precision a little bit. Only 1.5 minutes. Not a lot of chances to recover.
Yeah, very, very short map. But oh, wow, look at Draco's accuracy. Oh. I didn't even see that. Oh, just by
Draco 99. Yeah. Yeah, this looks fun for those who, you know, are not quite that like skilled in finger control, but can still hold some of it at a high BPM.
Yep. Alright, and into the actual finger control of the map, gonna be Midnight Stroller. Normal stats. 210 BPM finger control. This map is not easy. There are a lot of triples into doubles and sliders going into notes, going into upper sliders. So really pure finger control check, and I think it's the first actual true finger control check, because last week's DT3 was more of a rhythm check, and if you know the song, whereas this one is just pure finger control.
Yeah, the BPM has been raised from the previous round, but seems like it's a little bit... No, actually, I'm not sure if it's less dense or not, but I know the BPM has been raised by like 20, from 190 to 210.
Yeah, this is less dense, because the circle size is CS4 instead of 3.5, and also higher AR. So it'll be easier to read for sure, and this is just more intensive on the tapping side.
By the way, I just realized DT maps are short this week. I mean, 150, 130, 2 minutes? Wow.
Yeah. And into another aim control pick here. On to free mod this time. And really with the no mod replay, because there were nobody that submitted no mod replays this week.
So, talking about this map, yeah, basically an aim control map at 186 BPM. Kinda reminds me of Hidden 1 from last week, but slower. AR is 8.5, slightly on the lower end to accommodate for, to challenge these hidden players a little bit. Otherwise, that's cool. For Hard Rock, circle size is standard at 5.2, AR 10, OD 9.1. OD a bit lenient, but that should be fine. Good for Hard Rock players, 2.5 minutes in this map. Now, what does it look like on Easy? Easy 1.9 times, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a good amount of reading overlaps patterns here, but it's not as bad as last week's free mod one. So we will be being a slightly lower multiplier here of 1.9. Still gonna be rewarded if you can have the easy capacity. And here we have our mechanics pick of the pool on to Fremont 2. Easy gonna be 1.75. Pretty straightforward aim patterns. There's only a couple tapping sections which can trip you up to as long as zone 5.
Yeah, so this looks like... Is this the Hard Rock favorite Fremont? The circle is a bit big here, I feel. Maybe not.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a Hard Rock favored, as AR 8.3, CS 3.6 here. This section is where, if you're playing easy, is going to be a little bit tricky, but for the most part, it's still fine.
Yeah, the circles is still fairly big enough in Hard Rock for you to play comfortably. AR is 10, OD is 9.8. You gotta be accurate with these hits, and this map is also pretty long compared to the rest of the pool, at 3 minutes and 20 or 3:18 seconds. And now for the easy player, big circles, AR 4, OD 3.5. If that's your thing. And we've seen players flip the results of matches at the end with a multiplier many times in round 16, and would love to see some more of that in quarterfinals as well.
Wait, really, I wasn't displaying my easy hidden.
Yeah. Alright, this is the anti-mod. Now, on the no mod, this is CS5, AR8, OD7, so... I mean, on the no mod, I'm seeing some perfect stacks here. Could be a little annoying for the hidden players, and some of the no mod players as well.
Yeah, there's some rhythm here. It's very light rhythm, but it'll click very easily. And again, a little bit of the overlaps here. Not perfect stacks, but there is a slight reading element here. And easy mult is also gonna be 1.75.
Yeah. For Hard Rock players, this is CS 6.5, AR10, OD 9.8. So same as Hard Rock 2, I believe, if I remember correctly. Oh wait, no, it's not the same. The OD is different. This one's harder.
Yeah, this is gonna be... Actually, no, this is the same OD as last week.
Oh, I mean like the Hard Rock 2 in this pool. But yeah, never mind. For the easy player, so CS 2.5, big circles for you. AR4, OD 3.5. I think this would feel pretty comfortable in easy as long as you can read these patterns. The perfect stack.
Yeah, for the most part, this is fine, but you do have to be more comfortable with it.
Alright, what do we have here?
It's onto a TB. TB. Hiroki Yume wa Madara ni by Alphonse John. Gonna be a mechanics tiebreaker here. 4.69 stars here.
Nice.
And upping the BPM.
So
214 BPM. And otherwise normal stats here.
yeah, BPM is gonna drain the stamina of many players here, given that it is a mechanics tiebreaker. Those bursts are gonna come in fast. Speed checks all over the map. And the aims are gonna be faster as well, obviously, because of the BPM. AR9 OD8, CS 3.8, slightly bigger circles, but you know, only slightly bigger, doesn't really help that much. And the map is 4.5 minutes long, as expected for a tiebreaker of this rank range.
Yeah. For you hidden preference players, very accessible with hidden. It's just pure mechanics. There's no excess sliders. There is one section which will come up later on, I can talk about. But for the most part, this is very standard in terms of mechanics picks. Finally, a little bit of a departure from the tech TVs that we've had. Just balance out the pool.
Yeah, we got some people complaining that, you know, we always had tech TVs and those star ratings are too high. Add tech onto that, you get a map way too hard for the pool. We listen to you guys. Now we get a mechanics map. Alright, so this map, now what about hard rock on this, if anyone dares to do it?
If people want and are able to hack OD10, I wish you good luck.
I wish you good luck, yes.
But
yeah, I don't know what else to say.
If you're able to tap like 214 consistently, then hard rock definitely is an option. As the circle size is only CS 4.9. Definitely doable. Whether you want to risk that in match is a different question though. I definitely say don't, unless you really are comfortable with OD10.
Also, this map looks like a constant burn so far. Like, you know, constant stamina draining patterns at 214 BPM. Yep. Also, one more question, and this time I need to ask. What's the EC multiplier?
Oh.
Hopefully you guys didn't forget that again, right? I mean, if you did, then yeah, we're gonna announce that later on. It's gonna be fine. But EC on this might be interesting for some fellow players, because this looks way more doable on EC than or the other tiebreaker. No, I'm not gonna play EC. Some of the guys out there who loves EC and wanna flip the multiplier, then yeah, they're gonna play AC on this, because this looks very doable on EC.
Okay, I completely missed this section, but that 1/3 section, none of the bursts are 1/3 except the 1/2, which is a 1/3. The bursts are all 1/4. Ike, no, please. I'm begging.
I mean, Seti, we'll see if your message there is correct, because I'm gonna bet that someone's gonna play EC on this. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, anyways, we're getting into the harder section here, I believe. The spacing has gotten a small buff, but not that big, but at this DPM it's gonna cause a massive impact and a massive stamina drain in terms of aim for the player, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This is pretty much non-stop throughout, so just watch out for your stamina, your tapping stamina here, and also keep your aiming hand relaxed here throughout. Make sure you snap to each note properly, and don't miss this last slider.
Yep, the slow slider. Don't get slow slider like some of our friends in the previous tiebreaker. We still have a slow slider here. Alright, so we're approaching the end of the map here. So, a good tiebreaker indeed. A good test of mechanics and aim for our players who, you know, perhaps didn't enjoy the tech tiebreakers that much. And that's the end of the quarterfinals Mappool showcase.
Yeah, definitely for potential scheduling, you need to schedule those in the same way as your first round matches. So just like within the week, you need to coordinate with both your potential opponents, in addition to your first match. Please do that, so that we can avoid scheduling conflicts later on. But yeah, that's gonna be it for stream. Map Pack and Pool will be on the main sheet soon. Yeah, that's gonna be do it for the stream. This is great